Hi friends and welcome back to Easy Dentistry. Hope you are enjoying our videos and also updating your knowledge. Today we are going to study about the periodontal ligament part 2. But before we start, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of our lectures. And also share these videos with your friends and share knowledge. So without wasting any time, let's begin with periodontal ligament part 2. In the earlier part, that is part 1 of the periodontal ligament, we have studied about the composition and the principal fibers. Now in this lecture, we will be studying about the development of periodontal ligament, the functions and the age changes related to the periodontal ligament. So starting with the development of periodontal ligament, this is the diagrammatic representation of the enamel organ, and this region is called as the cervical loop. From this cervical loop, the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath develops. This Hertwig's epithelial root sheath, it grows in an apical direction in between the dental papilla and the surrounding dental follicle. Now what happens is, as this epithelial root sheath it develops, it forms an circumferential structure or it encloses the dental papilla. Just adjacent to the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath, the dental follicle is present, which is then surrounded by the developing alveolar bone, which is shown by the brown circles. Now this dental follicle is made up of two population of cells. The first population of cell is called as the mesenchymal cells of the dental follicle proper, and the other population of cell is the perifollicular mesenchyme. Now remember, this perifollicular mesenchyme which surrounds the dental follicle proper, the perifollicular mesenchyme shown by pink lines, these cells are responsible for the formation of the collagen fibers of the periodontal ligament. Now these perifollicular mesenchymal cells, if we study in detail, they are widely separated from each other and they have a small euchromatic nuclei. They have very little cytoplasm, and the cellular organelles such as rough endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus, mitochondria are absent or inactive in the perifollicular mesenchymal cells. As the root formation begins, these perifollicular mesenchymal cells, they change in their appearance. They become elongated. They gain polarity, that is, the nucleus occupies a particular position in the cell. There is increase in the cell volume, and many intracellular organelles such as rough endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus, they appear in these cells, and these cells, they show the features of an active synthetic cells. The cells which show all the features of synthetic cell are being described in part 1 periodontal ligament. Please watch it. Now these active cells of the perifollicular mesenchyme help in collagen formation. Now let us see one by one how are the principal fibers of the periodontal ligament develop. First, how are the alveolar crest group of fibers formed? Just before the tooth eruption, active fibroblasts, which are shown by green cells, these are the fibroblasts. These appear adjacent to the cementum of the root in the coronal 1/3 part, and they become obliquely aligned. Can you see here? They become obliquely aligned to the root, and they lay down the first periodontal ligament fibers, and these shown by blue lines are the alveolar crest group of fibers. So when tooth erupts into the oral cavity, the only fibers which are present are the alveolar crest group of fibers. Now let us see how the horizontal group of fibers formed. Further apical to the alveolar crest group of fibers, brush-like fibers which are shown by pink lines. These are brush-like fibers which appear on both the cementum as well as bone. These brush-like fibers, they continue to elongate towards each other and finally fuse. They elongate towards each other and finally fuse to form the horizontal group of fibers. So, when the tooth erupts into the oral cavity and reaches to the first occlusal contact with the antagonist tooth, the horizontal group of fibers are completely formed. Now, how are the oblique group of fibers formed? As the eruption of the tooth continues, a definite occlusion as seen here is established and maturation of the oblique group of fibers occur. Now, let us see how the apical group of fibers form. As the root completion occurs and the apical end of the root is closed, the apical group of fibers is formed and a definitive periodontal ligament architecture is established only when the apical group of the fibers are formed. Now, the question arises, how does the periodontal fibers attach to the root surface? Let's see. Before the onset of cementogenesis, the dental follicle cells proper, these are the cells of the dental follicle proper. These dental follicle proper cells are nearest to the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath and are aligned parallel to it. It is near to the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath shown by a red line and they are aligned parallel to it. Also the collagen bundles which are shown by pink lines, these are the collagen, they are also aligned parallel to the root sheath. Now, when disruption of the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath occurs, after the disruption, what happens is the dental follicle cells, the proper dental follicle cells assume an elongated profile as shown in the diagram with nucleus directed towards the dentine. This is the dentine and the nucleus is directed towards it as shown in the diagram. And these dental follicle proper cells, they also move towards the dentine and occupy the space between the broken part of the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath. During this movement of the dental follicle cells, proper cells, the collagen fibers which are shown by pink lines, they also change their orientation and become perpendicular to the long axis of tooth, and thus the collagen fibers of the thus the collagen fibers, they get attached to the root surface. Sing song which is new, happy and enthusiastic. You may wonder why this in between the lecture. Please comment and tell me which song comes in your mind when you read this line. Come on students, let's make the video interactive. For me, this is a mnemonic of the functions of periodontal ligament. Isn't it interesting? So, the functions of periodontal ligament are supportive, sensory, nutritive, homeostatic and eruptive. So, it corresponds to the mnemonic sing song which is new, happy and enthusiastic. Now let us see each of this function in detail. First function of the periodontal ligament is supportive. The periodontal ligament supports the tooth. When forces act upon the tooth, suppose these are the forces acting on the tooth in this direction, there is a narrowing of the periodontal ligament fibers at the side in the direction of the forces, and on the opposite side the periodontal ligament they widen. Now this narrowing of the periodontal ligament fibers is called as the compression. Now, this compressed zone of periodontal ligament contains collagen fibers, water molecules. This combination of collagen fibers and water molecules provide cushioning effect to the tooth. Also, the blood vessels provide a cushioning effect to the tooth. Now, what happens in the widened zone? The collagen fibers in the widened parts of the periodontal space are extended to their limit. And these widened periodontal ligament fibers, it prevent the tooth from moving too farther. Thus, the periodontal ligament can be called as a suspensory ligament. It suspends the tooth in the alveolar socket and it supports the tooth. So, it is called as a suspensory ligament. Now, the next function is the sensory function. The periodontal ligament has an efficient proprioceptive mechanism. You immediately notice a stone in your rice while eating in your hostel mess. Every time you notice a stone or abnormal particle in your food, you should be thankful to the periodontal ligament in your teeth. Even the most delicate force or very light displacement can also be perceived by the tooth. This strong mechanism of proprioception is mediated by the stromal cells of the periodontal ligament and actin dependent sensory system, which is very strong. Now the next function is the nutritive function. Let us see the nutritive function of the periodontal ligament. Now, the blood vessels which are present in the periodontal ligament, which are shown by red circles, these help in providing nutrition to the cells of the periodontal ligament, that is the fibroblast. They provide nutrition to the osteoblast and they also provide nutrition to the cementoblast. If these blood vessels get obliterated or blocked, what happens is necrosis of these tissues would be seen. Now the fourth function is the homeostatic function. The homeostatic function is the ability of the periodontal ligament to form and resorb the periodontal ligament tissue itself, the bone and the cementum. We have studied in part 1 that the periodontal ligament have many synthetic cells and the resorptive cells as well. So these synthetic cells help in the formation of PDL, bone and cementum, while the resorptive cells, they resorb these tissues. This is the homeostatic function of the periodontal ligament. Now, eruptive function. Cells of the periodontal ligament, the blood vessels in it and the extracellular matrix of the periodontal ligament help in the tooth eruption. Now let us see the age changes in the periodontal ligament, which is the last topic today. With age, there is decrease in the cell number and decreased cell activity in the periodontal ligament. With age, the bone and the cementum, if suppose this is the bone and this is the cementum, they show scalloping. And when this scalloping occurs, the periodontal ligament fibers are attached only at the peaks of these scallops. This affects the support system of the tooth and thus the periodontal ligament is hampered. Now the quiz time. Students, please type your answers in the comment box to self-evaluate yourself. The first question is, which is the first group of principal fibers to develop in a tooth? The second question, what are the various functions of periodontal ligament? The third function, by the time tooth establishes the first occlusal contact with the antagonist tooth, which group of fibers are completely formed? Question number 4, periodontal collagen fibers are synthesized by which subpopulation of dental follicle cells? Students, please answer the questions and subscribe to our channel. That's all for now, and happy studying.